My name is Heather Gross. I'm an Orton Gillingham trained tutor. I'm a mom of a child with dyslexia who is behind the camera, and I'm also the co-founder of the Set Apart program at the Salvation Army of Henry County in Indiana. This is my son Alex.
Hello.
This is our fish Goldie. He's not gold and he's not a goldfish, but my 3-year-old named him Goldie, and so that's the name that we stuck with. We have been doing videos in my kitchen, but now I'm doing them in my homeschool room, hoping that that will help get rid of some of the sound, background noises, and also background distractions. This is our 3rd video in our series on phonological awareness. So phonological awareness is a puzzle, and these little pieces are the pieces to the puzzle. So rhyme, syllables, words, alliteration, and initial sounds, and phonemic awareness are all pieces to the phonological awareness puzzle. Phonological awareness is a good pre-reading skill, but it's a good skill for any reader to know. These videos are not to be a replacement for Orton Gillingham tutoring or any other structured literacy tutoring, but it's a pandemic right now, and so I'm trying to help parents help their children at home. If you want to know more about phonological awareness and where your child might be struggling and what piece might be missing from their phonological awareness puzzle, a good resource would be the 2 Peas in a Pod Phonological Awareness Assessment. You can find this on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's available free in the store for the 2 Peas in a Pod store. A wonderful resource that I will be using in most of my videos is called the Florida Center for Reading Research. The Florida Center for Reading Research can be found at www.fcrr.org. These activities are found under the tab of Resources and then under the Student Center Activity Resources. The piece that we're going to talk about today is syllables. Alex is going to help me. We're going to play some games from the Florida Center for Reading Research and some games that I adapted from the resources at the Florida Center for Reading Research. I like games because it takes pressure off of people who struggle with reading. Most people who struggle with reading have some self-esteem issues and some problems with feeling like they aren't keeping up with everyone else. And so games take a lot of pressure off of a child while still helping them learn the things that they need to learn. So the first game that I have here is an activity rather than a game really, but it is called Feed the Animals. So if you'll notice, I have these little Tupperware bowls, and I taped a different animal to each one. So this animal is an alligator. So what a syllable is, it's a word or it's part of a word that has one vowel sound. So in the word alligator, it's like this, alligator. So how many syllables is that? Alligator. So that would be 4. It's really alligator, but I'm from Indiana and I don't always say it correctly. But then we have a lion, so that's lion, and here is octopus. So now if you look, there's these cards, and we're going to find out what food matches the amount of syllables for the animal that will eat them. Obviously we know that these animals wouldn't really eat cereal or things like that, but this is how the game works. So Alex, you draw a card, and what's that card?
Cereal.
So let's clap that out, because the more tactile you make things, the easier they are to learn. So ready? Cereal. So what would that go in? Would it go in alligator? No. Would it go in lion?
No.
No. Would it go in octopus? octopus.
Yes.
Yes, it would go in octopus, right? Octopus. Then we have a harmonica. So I'm going to go, and it's harmonica. So would it go in, Alex, would that go in alligator? Alligator. Harmonica. Yes, Alex is right. So then we would put it in there. So that's one game that you can play from the FCRR.org website, and it will help with syllables and learning how to count syllables in a word. Remember, a syllable is a word or part of a word with one vowel sound, right? Okay, another wonderful game to play is war. So the traditional game of war, of course, is if I throw out 7 and Alex throws out 6, then of course I get to keep Alex's card. So what we're going to do is play a syllable war. So with the syllable war, I'll move these so Aaron can see me. With the syllable war, it's how many words are in a syllable, right? So Alex and I would have the same amount of cards. And so now, Alex, you turn over your top card, and you have, what do you have?
Cookies.
Cookies. And then I have a tomato. So how many words, or how many syllables are in my word? That'd be 3, right? Tomato. And Alex has cookies, 2 syllables in his word. So I get the cards. And we'll do it one more round, and then so whoever runs out of their cards first, the other person wins. So I have a hamburger.
Apple.
And he has an apple. So I get to keep those cards, okay? That's just an example. All right. Another way that you could use these cards is we can hop around. So, or in our case, because we can't hop and be on camera, we will tap our head, okay? So, that is, this card is spaghetti. Ready? Let's tap our head. Spaghetti, right? And then we have, this is pepperoni. Okay, so let's tap our head. Pepperoni. And you can do funny things like rub your belly, pepperoni, or snap your fingers, pepperoni, or any kind of movement. You could jump from spot to spot on your sidewalk, anything like that that would get the children moving and learning with using their tactile senses. So the more senses that you use to learn something, the more likely you are to learn it. So that's a huge piece of Orton Gillingham, is that we use auditory, visual, and tactile, especially if we can do it all at the same time. So if you saw earlier when I was helping Alex with the syllables, we were saying them out loud. We were saying cereal. So what that did was that brought all those pieces into our lesson, because here's the tactile, here's the auditory, because when I say cereal, I'm still hearing it. And then of course the visual was the picture of the cereal. So we bring all the pieces, all the elements, as many multisensory tasks into our lessons that we possibly can. And that is a huge foundation to Orton Gillingham, and that's why it works. It's how our brains work. Our brains really need to use our senses to learn. So, and that's just how human beings learn. And I think it's an important lesson to know and to bring in, especially that tactile. So many times when we try to teach our children, we expect them to sit and quietly listen to what we have to say, but then they're only using one sense to learn something, and we want to bring in every sense that we can. So anytime that you can bring in things like writing in sand, or writing in shaving cream, or using Play-Doh, or anything that will get those senses up while you're teaching, those are always a wonderful thing to do. So I hope that this lesson has helped you. I hope it's been valuable to you. And make reading fun again. That's going to be my saying from now on. Make reading fun again. Thank you.